So today we'll be taking a look at some of Jeff Hardy's latest teasers for his direction, Roman Reigns elevating a recent opponent into superstardom, Bianca Belair's new look, and much more. Let's start things off with the new look for Bianca Belair and an update to everything going on there. Bianca Belair is just coming off a huge title match with Charlotte Flair from the main event of Raw. The title match was announced a few days in advance and was really hyped up by WWE. With Bianca coming to Raw and Charlotte going to SmackDown, some fans thought that Bianca actually had a legitimate chance of defeating Charlotte Flair for the title in the spot. But that wasn't the case. Although it was an outstanding match itself, the match ended in typical disqualification fashion that just gave it a very flat and anticlimactic finish. Knowing that it ended in disqualification, it does make you wonder, what was the point of the match? Charlotte is going to SmackDown and Bianca is staying on Raw. So if Bianca wasn't taking the title here, what was the purpose, story-wise? It's not like it's the beginning of a feud. They're on two separate brands now, so that part does make things even more confusing. But Bianca Belair is switching her focus to Saudi Arabia and Crown Jewel. Bianca recently took part in an interview with the national news and discussed what this match in Saudi Arabia meant to her and the new look that she will be debuting there. She had this to say: "It's an amazing feeling to know that I'm traveling to Saudi Arabia. It's somewhere I thought I would never be able to go, and I'm able to do that now. I'm excited to make history. I'm excited to be there and to showcase representation, and I'm also excited to possibly be working out as SmackDown champion and be able to celebrate with all the fans in Saudi Arabia. I already wear long pants as it is, though we'll definitely be having long sleeves, and just making sure that we're within the bounds of everything. But I'm definitely going to still show up and look like the EST that I am. We'll definitely customize our gear, but I'm excited for it. It's not something that's an inconvenience. Plus, I get a new look." So Bianca doesn't find the attire changes and requirements to be all that inconvenient to her. She's excited to switch up the look to her attire. Natalya also took part in the first historic ever women's match in Saudi Arabia back in 2019. So Bianca took Natalya's advice and how she helped them as well. Natty always gives you advice in the locker room, mostly that it's an amazing opportunity. Soak every moment in. Know how important that is. It's not that we're gonna have this match. It's about representation and making real change, not only inside the ring, but outside of the ring too. Bianca Belair also went on to talk about her amazing year in 2021 and all the opportunities that have been presented to her. 2021 was in fact such a great year for Bianca Belair. She went from the main roster newbie to main roster event high caliber talent in a blink of an eye. We'll have to see what the last few months of 2021 turns out to be like for Bianca Belair. Raw and SmackDown both have two mega stars each now in the women's division, so things are a bit more balanced. Raw has Becky and Bianca, while SmackDown has Charlotte and Sasha. A small report also has come out about this topic. It was reported a few weeks ago that Fox insisted on having Charlotte Flair on SmackDown for this year's draft, and WWE made it happen. But it's now being reported that Fox was upset about losing Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair as well. So if this report is true, then it sounds like Fox was hoping for Charlotte, Becky, Bianca, and Sasha all staying on their show, and that's just impossible. That can't happen because it leaves Raw with almost nothing. So WWE gave Fox what they wanted with Charlotte Flair on SmackDown, but it came at the cost of giving up Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair to Raw. That seemed to be the backstory on how these superstars all ended up on the brands that they're currently on. But hopefully both women's divisions succeed with their new rosters. Reports have been going crazy lately, claiming that Roman Reigns has just put another superstar on the map. This superstar in question is Montez Ford. This all started a few weeks ago, where SmackDown's main event was a great matchup between Roman Reigns and Montez Ford. Of course, Montez was unsuccessful in his attempt to defeat Roman Reigns, but it was a great main event platform to display everything that he has. Well, reports now claim that Montez Ford will be receiving a huge singles push upon the split of the Street Profits. Unfortunately, this is just how it goes sometimes for WWE tag teams. One member of the team will have WWE's full support, and the other team member will be forgotten and lost in the shuffle. We've seen it happen so many times before, most recently with Otis and Tucker. WWE had all the plans in the world going for Otis, while Tucker faded into the background. So hopefully that's not the case here, where Montez Ford takes off and Angelo Dawkins is forgotten about. Hopefully they find another way for the both of them to have great success on their own. But WWE seems to have all the plans ready for Montez Ford. Tag teams usually don't have a long lifespan in WWE. Yes, you do have your rare cases like the New Day, but other than that, tag teams usually split way too soon. So the Street Profits split will eventually happen, and that's when these plans will most likely come into play. Jeff Hardy's Willow character has been a hot topic of discussion lately because of how often he brings it up and teases it. The biggest teaser was on Raw a few weeks ago, where he promised that SmackDown would see a new alter ego and different side of them that we never saw before. A lot of people believed that he was talking about Willow. Well, Jeff Hardy recently appeared on the Out of Character podcast and was asked about where everything stands with Willow. He had this to say: "I would be lying if I said I don't think about Willow all the time, especially when I saw The Fiend in real life and how cool that was. So that naturally got my wheels spinning. I've always talked about bringing Willow into WWE with a black wedding dress and all these images I have in my head, but like, what is it? I mean, he looks awesome, and he can do all this cool stuff in the ring, but where does it go? What's the longevity behind it all? That's what I'm still trying to work out in my imagination." So Jeff Hardy has the perfect vision in mind for WWE's Willow appearance and wants to make it happen. But it seems the part that Jeff is struggling with the most is the story aspect. Why would Willow show up, and where do you take that character to in the long run? That's the part that Jeff and WWE are probably working on right now. Would Jeff Hardy be able to bounce back and forth between both personas, or does he just stay locked in as Willow? So there's a lot to be done there, but if they're able to get the story and usage right, then Willow would be a big addition for SmackDown and WWE overall. But what are your thoughts on all of today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.